What's up everyone, this is Spooky, and I'm back with another Zenless Zone Zero video. This one is going to be talking about Lighter from the Sons of Caledon, who's the current event agent. I'll be discussing his skills, his pros and cons, combos, and what he can add to your teams. This video should help you decide whether or not to go for him if you're on the fence. Now, I want to throw a special note in here before I get too into this character. If you're a huge fighting game fan, the voice actor of Lighter is Aleks, who's well known for voice acting in Street Fighter and many other popular titles. He's the same voice actor as Luke from Street Fighter, so that fighting game influence is really strong with this character. And if you're a big fighting game guy like myself, that off the bat might influence you into wanting to give him a try. Alright, first off, let's get into some of Lighter's skills and what he can do. So Lighter is a fire stun agent, and that means that his primary job is to get in there and beat up the enemy and knock them down. But his skill set is going to lend itself to him not necessarily being on field all the time, the same way as Qingyi Anby, Koleda, Lycaon, and some of the other stunners you might think of, and that's on the back of his core skill called Accelerant. And what this does is it gives him a meter that consumes it's called morale, basically, this meter. And when his morale reaches a certain amount, the next time that he goes into battle, first off, he automatically does a quick assist. That by itself is sick and very useful because he can do this quick assist kind of whenever he wants, as long as he has morale. But also, the morale overall will make him do more impact, which is really nice. And while he's in a morale burst, whenever he hits the enemy with some of his attacks, their ice resistance and fire resistance are both reduced, which lasts for 20 seconds. Now, alongside that, if you have him in the right teams, he also improves your character's ice damage and fire damage, himself and the rest of the teammates too, which is very relevant. And also relevant, although we're not getting into his equipment yet, is that if you have his Blazing Laurel weapon, then you also get to add ice damage and fire damage crit damage, basically. So he has, if you have the weapon and you have the core skill maxed out, he both defense shreds ice and fire, he stuns extra, and then he does a little bit more with the two. Now, another part of the mechanic, I think it's listed here somewhere, is that when he knocks down, there it is, it extends the stun duration by 3 seconds. So what that means is that for 3 extra seconds, basically, that's more time you can attack the enemy. This is really good with Ellen, because, Ellen with the extra time, she could do some more work. It's also good with Burnice. It's pretty good with Soldier 11. Pretty much any character who's not dependent too much on their super to do heavy damage, they'll be happy for the extra 3 seconds of time. Now, getting into the rest of the skills, you got the basic attack, and it's actually the most important attack because this is how you're going to cash out morale. You're going to be using this a lot to cash your morale out. You've got the assist attack, which is really good for just doing a lot of heavy stun on the enemy, and you got your EX attack, which is a 2-part move, so it has an up part and it has a down part. You can spend a little bit of extra energy to make it do even more damage. The super it's there. It's nothing really to write home about, but you know what? Overall, his damage is pretty good, and the nicest part about it is as you build his impact up, you also get a big increase to his in-battle impact, which is pretty nice to have. So let's take him into battle a little bit and show you some of his combos and see if you can get a better idea of what he can do with some of this. Alright guys, for equipment, we're going to keep it very simple. He's both flexible and inflexible when it comes to equipment. The inflexible part is that the best set for him in the 4-piece is 4-piece Shockstar Disco, and that's because his core skills greatly care about the impact stat and getting that 6% extra impact on the set, as well as the 20% extra days makes a big deal. The 2-piece set you can put in whenever you want. I chose Swing Jazz for the extra meter, but you can go with the Fire set for the 10% extra attack. You can put in crit set if you want to get 8% extra crit. Pretty much any 2-piece set that you want to put here will work. Just make sure it's actually a 2-piece set so you get that extra little bonus in there. The main thing is go for the Shockstar. It's going to make him stun a lot faster. It's going to help his damage. For W engines, if you have the ability to go for the Blazing Laurel, then you should go for it. And that's probably not because of what it does for him, but what it does for the rest of the team, with giving the team extra crit damage for ice and for fire. So that's a big reason to go for this. If you don't have the ability to get the engine because you're free to play and you're lucky enough to just get the lighter, no big deal. Just put any good stun engine free to play that you have on your account. He's not going to lose very much stun effectiveness, but he will lose a little bit of damage effectiveness, around 10 to 15%. Alright everybody, so I'm going to show you one of the first teams that I expect to be very popular. This is a free-to-play Lighter team, and the idea is that you get Lucy in there, buff up Soldier 11, and then once Lighter has morale, tag him in. You hold down the punch attack after the quick assist, you're going to completely cash out your morale attack, spend some bar, and then right back, look for the stun. Once you have the stun, same idea. Lucy, straight to Soldier, or you can go Lucy first, something like that, and then cash out. Take advantage of your extra 3 seconds and do as much damage as you can real quick with Soldier 11. If you do it right, you should be able to get, just like I've done, 3 full combos and 1 EX before the timer runs out. My Soldier 11 is only level 50, she's not well built up, but it should give you an idea of the overall usage of the combo and how it can work. Alright, now one more useful thing that I would like to teach you about the morale system is that you don't have to cash it out all at once. So you can do something like this, let go some of it, dodge, and keep the rest until the right time when you want to actually cash it out like this here. And that'll make it a little bit easier for you to get stunned when you need it. Alright everybody, so here is another example team. This one is Caesar, Burnice, and Lighter together. And the idea behind it is that you want to get that Caesar power up as soon as possible, inflict the extra effects, and then bring in Lighter to do his job. Make sure to get that stun for the 2 extra seconds. And when you bring in Burnice, you can super and then tag right back to him. This is extremely effective. It doesn't really matter how strong the enemy is. Let me show you one more time. Here's a Guardian. See if he can handle it. Spoilers, he can't. So same deal. Start the party with Caesar. Get that shield up. Get Burnice in there to do what she does. And then it's time for Lighter to act up. Always take advantage of your defensive assists when you can. The meter that Lighter gets on the morale is based on how much EX you're spending. So spend a lot of EX so that you can get back to the quick assist ASAP. And get that stun in there.
There's no retreat now.
Same deal. You want to try to end on Burnice if you have super available, if you have meter available. Spend that cash and then tag the Lighter for the finish. One other cool thing about this guy that you don't really notice at first is the multitude of different little cool animations he has. So whenever you're dodging, everything's got like a little something different to it. He's got the little ground pound. He's got like sidestep attacks. So even got you hold down the sidestep, he's got like a little taunt built into it. So he's got some other cool side and stuff and a lot of extra animations. But really what it comes down to is just using this morale well. That's really what you want to be doing. Use the morale well, and when you don't have morale available, bring in some other characters, tag the enemy up, and then build up that morale so that you can bring him back in and get the stun. You can also do something similar to this with Ellen. So if you have an Ellen, you can play it just like that Soldier 11 team that I showed you. Pretty much just throw that Ellen in there and let her be the damage dealer. He's going to buff her just as well. My main point in showing you these combos is that when you have a fire damage dealer or an ice damage dealer, especially Burnice on your account, Soldier 11 on your account, or Ellen on your account, then Lighter's value rises significantly unless you already have Lycaon for Ellen, which might actually bring him down a little bit because Lycaon kind of does the same job as him. Lighter does a little bit more damage than Lycaon does, but if you already have a Lycaon that is well built, it's difficult for me to recommend you replacing him for Lighter if you're only going to use him together with Ellen. Overall, I'm extremely happy with the new character Lighter in Zenless Zone Zero. He's a badass stunner with some of my favorite references. He's got a very cool design that makes me think of a King of Fighters or an SNK style character. He's got the Luke voice actor in there. And overall, he's adding significantly to already my Burnice and my Fire teams. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about Lighter in the comments. If you pulled for him or if you're enjoying him, let me know if this video helped you decide. And if you want to see even more Lighter combat, Just keep an eye here on the channel where I'll be uploading some lighter exhibitions to give you an idea of what he can do in Hollow Zero, as well as the tower and some other high-level combats. Have a nice day, everyone. Take care of yourselves.